What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our aABL Week 10 Team Builder, taking on Erin and the Carolina Comfeys. I'm not sure about when the timeline on this game is going to happen. I'm not sure if it'll happen at all, so if I'm just talking to myself and this doesn't go up, then that's a thing as well. But yeah, let's run through Erin's team here in Week 10. They have the Victini, Melodic, Crocodile, Serena, Frostlass, Beware, Z Electivire, Mega Altaria, Z Crobat, Scizor, Z Lycanroc, Midday, and the Cutie Fly. Priority options in the Victini with Quick Attack, Scizor with Bullet Punch, and Quick Attack as well, I guess. Although I never put that down for some reason for Scizor. As well as the Lycanroc Midday with the Cell Rock. It's all pretty back end priority, but there's really not a lot of priority there. Hazard Setters, the Crocodile with Rocks, the Frostlass with Spikes, and the Lycanroc Midday with Rocks, and the Cutify with Webs. Removal options are the Serena with Rapid Spin, Mega Altaria with Defog, Crobat with Defog, Scizor with Defog, and I believe Cutify with Defog, although I have not fact-checked that. The only 4x weakness on the team is the Scizor to Fire, although Mega Altaria to Ice prior to Mega Evolution is also 4x weak there. So, taking a little bit of a meme approach to this one, I've locked in playoffs, Erin's locked in playoffs. Personally, I could care less about positioning in playoffs, given we have to play people in rematches either way. It really matters not to me whether or not I finish first or second. I believe I'm locked into either. No, I could fall as low as third if we lose this one, which in the grand scheme of things, being 8-2 is really what would matter more. 9-1 sounds a little bit better, but the fact that I made playoffs and had a much more dominant season than I did last time, that's kind of more what matters to me. So I'm bringing memes. I don't know the extent of Erin's memes. I no idea if they're that well versed in actual memes or if they're bad at memeing. It seems a lot of the draft community is really bad at memeing. Like they tend to bring like really bad memes, and this Nidoking is a pretty bad meme. I'm not gonna lie. This is probably the worst meme of the memes, although DNC's less of a meme than the other ones. So yeah, Jed would not be proud of me bringing this Nidoking. I tried to like mess it up a little bit. Well, not mess it up, but I tried to make it a little bit more fun and bring a physical set instead. T-Spikes wear this team down a little bit that can help the rest of my memes sort of win the game, because I still do care a little bit about winning. It's not going to matter all that much. None of these, absolutely none of these are real sets that I would bring in a match against Erin. There's no way in hell I would bring any of these in a real match. That would determine that would be like a quarters match or semis match or anything like that. I'm not gonna do this sort of thing. So yeah, physical Nidoking, which is actually a little bit more powerful than special Nidoking generally. The problem being that special Nidoking has higher base power attacks. And physical Nidoking relies on Earthquake, which doesn't benefit from Sheer Force. So that's the general consensus. Physical poisons are just not very prevalent unless your name is Mega Beedrill. Fire Punch is there for the Scizor, and I guess the Frostlass and the Serena, but I'd rather click Poison Jab against the Serena at the very least. I guess technically it's doing more damage to the Beware. I don't know, Flamethrower would be a little bit better there, though. Poison Jab's there for the Altaria, and it's my best stab to benefit with Sheer Force from. And then Earthquake is there for things like the Victini that I would want to hit really hard. Things like Crocodile, that Poison Jab and Fire Punch wouldn't hit very hard. And again, I've got the T-Spikes there. One layer of T-Spikes is all I would need. I don't really need two against this team. Just the tiny chip, the 12% every turn, is a lot more beneficial to me than getting things toxic, except perhaps the Melodic. But regular Poison would also be fine on that, because that would still cancel out Leftovers recovery, and would be a lot better than Burn. Would be just in terms of raw damage output. It changes a lot of the calcs having the poison rather than the burn. DNC, Trick Room, Calm Mind with Mono Moonblast and Toxic. So this is like hard walled by Scizor DNC, which I'm not all that concerned about. So some of this team was made by Dom, and I just edited it. So shoutouts to Dom for just making the team. I had a lot of games this week, so I really appreciate him making the meme team for me. He had some ideas that he wanted to throw out there, and so I took a lot of them and then changed a few of them. So the DNC, the Slowking, the Ferrothorn, and the Gliscod are all Dom's work. I scrapped. He had less meme sets on Abomasnow and Megazord X, and I scrapped those for Nidoking and Zapdos. I'm just trying to farm kills with Nidoking because it's near the top of the kill leaderboard. Actually, as of week 9, Nidoking is still in second at 15 and 3 in kills, and it's only come to 5 games out of the 9. So very positive stuff going on there. I'm relatively hopeful that Nidoking can finish first. I don't think he'll be able to finish first, but at the very least, I can hope that I can secure second, which would be nice. There's a Zero Aura tied with me, but it's got one more death, so Nidoking's being sorted second. Yeah, I'm just trying to farm kills with Nidoking. So the main strat this week is Trick Room, which isn't a super viable strat against Erin normally. It's not fantastic, but it's not horrible either. And I haven't really brought the Trick Room aspect to this team very often, so we're going a little bit overboard with the Trick Room this week. Again, the Mono Calm Mind, TNCs, whatever. Whether or not Scizor comes is kind of up in the air. It depends on if they're bringing meme sets or not. If they're bringing meme sets, then I don't really see a reason why Scizor would come. Scizor has really horrible memes, and yeah, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, honestly, in a regular match, I'm not sure if I would expect Scizor against my team all that much. It doesn't look super duper fantastic, and if I was bringing a serious team, I would definitely have a lot more checks to Scizor than I do now. But that's the idea behind the DNC. Very spit F, which is also weird because I'm running Calm Mind, but that's fine. I just went with the EV spread that Dom made for me. I guess in theory it would check something like a special Altaria like this, but the Trick Room is more important to help out my Slowking, which is Curse, Aqua Tail, and Earthquake. So in theory this should be able to hit most of the team. I don't know why it's got Earthquake in the first place, actually. Definitely shouldn't, given what I see there. Drain Punch would be a little bit more helpful. Facade, mayhaps, in case I get burnt, is what I'll go with there instead. Because Earthquake doesn't really benefit me when I can just click Aqua Tail every single time. So that's what we're working with on the Slowking, just a physically offensive Slowking. Ferrothorn, I'm running a Choice Banded set, which is also very effective in Trick Room. Gyro Ball does a fat chunk to things like Altaria. Power Whip is going to break the Melodic in theory. In theory, it's all in theory. Shadow Claw is there as something to be able to hit the Victini with. I could run like Bulldoze or something like that instead. But I am running Trick Room, so I don't really want to slow down their speed all that much. And then I put Explosion over... I can't remember what the move was, but I threw Explosion on there instead because it's a little bit of a better way for me to secure kills against things. So again, this is another mono walled by Scizor set, so I really hope the Scizor doesn't come to mess me up. Golisopod, I'm running a Choice Specs Golisopod with Dual Stab in the Struggle Bug and Surf, Ice Beam and Sludge Wave. So Ice Beam and Sludge Wave both do a couple different things here. So Ice Beam is a nice way to hit the Crobat for super effective damage, and Sludge Wave is there to hit the Altaria and the Serena that would want to switch in. I mean, Ice Beam does the same thing. I don't know why I have Sludge Wave. I'm just going to swap that out for HP Fire so that I'm not walled by Scizor. So there we go, HP Fire, perfect. Just especially offensive, really doesn't matter from there. And then Zapdos, this is my own design of a Zapdos set. I've used this successfully a few times in non-meme matches, let alone regular meme matches. I don't know how effective this would be in a regular match. I don't really want to test it out in a regular match because I don't think that it would do all that well. But Curse, Agility, Roost, Drill Peck is the set. Essentially, you're trying to curse up, but then you can cancel out the speed drops with the agility, and then you've got Roost there, and then mono flying coverage is really good. Not necessarily here because of the Lycanroc midday, but boosting the defense really, really helps. Something like Scizor, for example, is actually complete setup fodder for for this Zapdos set in particular. And yeah, it's just a nice. I don't need the electric stab against this team. Their flying resist is like Electivire and Lycanroc, and Curse Zapdos should be able to wall both of those after 1 or 2 defense boosts. So that's what I have in mind there. In terms of what is not coming, I'm not going to go in depth with that. I'm really not. Erin and I are both locked for playoffs, so there's a high likelihood that I will play Erin next week. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to having a rematch so quickly, but I'm not going to go over the ones that I'm not bringing just because I don't want to give away absolutely anything that I can. So That's gonna be for me. Hopefully you guys enjoy the meme sets, and I hope that it's a good match and a really fun one against Erin and the Carolina Comfeys.